So this one's starting off a little bit different. So you're just going to need either a cucumber or a jicama, and then you're going to just heat up some oil and get that ready nice and hot for whenever we're done cutting all of the vegetables. So first of all, I just want to mention this is like either or. I wouldn't recommend eating both of these if you are on keto and really watching your carb intake. So I would definitely recommend eating the cucumber. It's definitely a little bit more better on the macros. And the second choice is the jicama, or I'm not really sure how other people say that one, but it is a root, and it's also going to be lower in carb, and it's going to be a lot more closer to a fry option to, of course, taste more like fries on keto. So that is my second vegetable choice that you guys can try out if you guys don't have a cucumber or don't want to try the cucumber. And I'm not going to lie, the jicama one looks so much more like a real fry than, of course, a cucumber one will. So first of all, on the cucumber, I just cut them in half to make it easier to cut these into longer strips. I don't have any machines to make this easier for me, so this is the way that I cut them. And so I do them into really long strides to make them look a little bit more like fries. And then whenever you flip them over and try to cut them a little bit thinner, you are just going to basically be cutting them in half, and then we're going to be removing the seed because they are not going to be cooked very well. So we're just going to be taking out the seed parts the best as we can and just cutting the rest into more like fry strands as best as we can. So as you can see, the consistency of the middle is very watery and just like jello-y, watery consistency. So basically it's just going to be really hard for you if you try to fry it. So I just, wouldn't recommend it if you're gonna, unless you want to waste a little bit more time. And plus, I don't think the seeds are great to be consuming as well anyways. So once the oil is all completely done, you're just going to pop in the cucumber slices, and you don't want to put too many, just kind of evenly space them out so that they can cook together. I don't like to use a whole lot of oil at once and just like waste it, so I usually just end up putting enough oil to cover most of the cucumber, and then I also like to let it kind of sit at the bottom so that it can get a little bit more of a brown consistency to get like that pan fried edge on them. And since these are very like water consistent based vegetables, you do want to let them sit there for a good while. Of course, you can kind of flip them over a little bit and see if they're brown enough yet or not. But I do recommend leaving them in there for a good while because that water based vegetable, it takes a while to completely cook in the oil. So just make sure you give it enough time. So once these are all done, you can just pull them all out and just make sure, that they have that brown consistency, that they are completely cooked, or at least cooked enough to give you that nice fries taste. And I'm just going to let you know, I would recommend pulling them out with a big wide pan or something like that instead of more of a clasp, because the cucumbers are very floppy, so they're not like stiff like a fry would be or anything like that. So you just have to be careful with them so that they're not like falling all over the place, because they are very floppy. So this is a jicama piece, so you can kind of see the difference, that this one is a lot more white than the cucumbers and they're a lot more smaller. So while the jicama ones are completely frying, I'm going to explain to you how I kind of cut those because I forgot to record that part. So basically all I did was just kind of cut the jicama into a square. So I just chopped off all of the edges, and just made a square, and then I cut that into like thinner pieces of rectangles, and then of course I just cut them all into about fry size type slices. So this is how they came out, and it just makes it easier because they're more square, they look more like fries, and it's just easier to kind of just quickly cut them up into that fry look. So like the cucumbers, you do want to make sure that they get nice and of crispy brown color before flipping them over completely. Make sure you get all sides of them and make sure that you do cook them enough, because then they are going to still taste very fresh like the jicama root than they are fries. So just make sure you cook them long enough. And so basically I wanted to compare the cucumbers and the jicama fries together. So as you can see, the cucumber fries are a lot more greener, and these are the jicama fries, and these look a lot more like regular fries, but of course they are going to be very flimsy. The cucumber ones are more flimsier, as you can see. So in taste, I recommend the cucumber ones. They're going to taste better compared to the jicama ones, unless you like the jicama taste. It's kind of stronger, so you are going to taste the jicama compared to the cucumbers. So I definitely recommend adding a lot of salt to these, because even just like a sprinkle of salt is not going to be enough. So just make sure you're adding a generous amount of salt to these. And of course, I just use no sugar ketchup for this, so that you can have your ketchup with fries and a burger. So I hope you guys really enjoyed the video. Please make sure to give a like if you guys liked this, and subscribe and click the notification bell if you guys want to see more of my videos when they come out. And I hope you guys have a great day. So thanks for watching.